Most people renewing their mortgage in 2026 are guessing where interest rates are headed, and that's exactly how they're getting burned. I spent 12 years in mortgages, and right now we're in one of the most unpredictable markets I've seen. Rates could skyrocket or rates could crash. Right now, if you're guessing which one of these happens, you've already lost. But there's one move that you can do that either way will have you protected, and it has nothing to do with predicting interest rates. So why does it feel impossible right now? Well, oil prices, recession risks, global events, they're all pulling interest rates in different directions. And here's the thing, not even the experts can actually agree on what direction interest rates are headed. These experts are looking at all of the data and are coming to widely different results. So this isn't a knowledge problem with you. It really isn't. You're not missing something. This market is just genuinely unpredictable right now. Let me explain to you what people are doing right now that ends up being a huge mistake. Okay, so there was a client of mine who was certain, okay, that the variable interest rate was the way to go. They were being offered a prime minus 1%, so that's at 3.45%. And the other option was a 3-year fixed rate at 3.59%. And they were certain that rates were headed down, so they chose to hold a variable interest rate. Well, what happened? Rates started to rise and the news started to report this, and they reached back out to me asking to hold this fixed rate for them. Well, that 3.59% interest rate then became 4.19% interest. And that option that they had on the table before, it disappeared. Trying to be right early in this market might seem smart, but it can cost you. You don't win this by being right early. You win this by protecting your options. So what should these people have done? Well, this is what I'm telling my clients. First, 120 days before your renewal, you should be securing your rate. You should be locking something down, specifically locking down a fixed rate. If you can do both a fixed and a variable, I would do that as well. The second, don't make any decisions right this second. What I'm saying is a lot of banks will pressure you to renew today. Don't do that. Hold the rate for as long as possible. The goal is to get as much information as we can. Third, when should you actually make the decision? 10 days before your renewal date. That's when you want to revisit the information and make a decision at that time. You want to prepare early and decide late. And that's what protects you, whether rates go up or down. And having this fixed fallback plan is the way to go. And so you might be one of these people who are having to make a decision today. You don't have 120 days to see what's going to happen. So what should you do if that is your case? Well, the answer to that is simple. When there's uncertainty, you want flexibility. And no, I'm not saying to choose a variable interest rate, okay? And this is nuanced, but I'm going to try to give you an exact takeaway that you can look into a little bit further, okay? The mistake is probably taking a long term, a 10-year, a 5-year fixed rate, where you are going to have to pay a substantial penalty if rates do drop in the next year or so. On the other end of the spectrum, choosing a variable interest rate when the banks are predicting as high as 3 rate increases this year may cause huge problems for you in the short term. So taking an approach where you can have the flexibility of knowing your payments while also allowing for you to break the mortgage if you need to, if rates do drop, is probably the way to go. Probably a 3-year fixed rate, barring other circumstances. And a quick note on this, you want to make sure you're avoiding places that charge higher penalties. These are places that use what's called a posted interest rate. I have a number of videos on this. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, watch one of them. It'll make sense. And now you understand how to protect yourself at renewal. But to truly understand fixed and variable interest rates is something that the average person just doesn't understand. This next video covers how fixed and variable rates work, how they're determined, and how to choose which one's right for you. Watch this video here.